Located in the heart of Lancaster City, you will find one of Pennsylvania's oldest churches, Holy Trinity Lutheran Church. 2 years before the birth of George Washington and 46 years before the Declaration of Independence, Holy Trinity Lutheran Church was a worshiping congregation, formally organized in 1730 with its first baptism recorded on May 4th of that year. In 1734, the first church building was built on the south side of Mifflin Street. Today, Holy Trinity continues to be the oldest church in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Throughout its history, Trinity has had a series of bells. Currently in the bell tower, you will find a set of 9 bells, 8 of which were crafted in Sheffield, England in 1853. These 8 bells are of cast steel, perhaps the only remaining cast steel bells in the country. They are in the key of E, and each weigh over 7,000 pounds. The 9th bell, cast in London in 1768, was discovered to also be in the same tone as the other 8 bells. These bells continue to call people to worship each Sunday. They are played with a series of paddles struck by the hand of a chimer. Statues were once located on the church's tower in 1794 and remained there until 1948. These statues represented 4 men, the 4 evangelists, and are named Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. In 1948, they were removed from the tower, repaired, and assumed their present position, which is located in the narthex of the church. Walking through the church's main doors, you will stand in a structure that was completed in 1766. During an 1853 renovation, resulting in a reorientation of the church, the apse was added, and a pulpit designed by architect Samuel Sloan was installed. The mural behind the pulpit is entitled The Resurrection and was painted by H.K. Beck in 1893. Rows of pews can be found in the church. Each pew is entered through a door that has a number on it. On cold winter Sundays, worshipers would bring heated stones or bricks from their homes and place them at their feet. The box-style pew allowed the heat to be contained. Until 1946, members paid for a pew each year. This was called pew rent. On the south wall of this building, in the gallery above you, you will find the church's pipe organ. Holy Trinity's first pipe organ was in use prior to 1744 and was moved to this building in 1766. In 1774, a new organ was designed by David Tannenberg. The case was designed by Peter Frick. The organ and case were consecrated on December 27, 1774. It is one of the most magnificent American organ cases to survive from the 18th century. It was also the largest and most expensive piece of American furniture when it was built. It remained in use until 1854. Since that time, the organ case has been enlarged and the organ works have changed. Today, Holy Trinity's organ continues to create a magnificent musical atmosphere during Sunday worship. Surrounding the church's sanctuary are stained glass windows. The present windows were placed as memorials between 1904 and 1947. All of the windows, except 2, were designed by Joseph Lauber. The exceptions are the crucifixion window on the west side front, which was designed by Tiffany Studios. The second window on the east side, the Adoration of the Magi, was designed by Geisler Studios. As you follow the windows around the lower level, starting with the northeast corner, you will notice that the windows tell the story of the life of Christ. On the northwest corner, the story continues with the crucifixion of Christ. The story of the life of Christ concludes with the mural behind the pulpit and Christ's resurrection from the dead. The gallery windows were originally proposed to be heavenly scenes, as depicted by the masters. However, Joseph Lauber persuaded a vestry committee to adopt his medallion design, depicting Old and New Testament figures set in a jewel-like background, which would afford the church its chief source of light. Located just outside the church is the Memorial Garden. Here you will find gravestones that are embedded in the wall that was taken from the original graveyard, and the remains were interred in front of the wall. Several of these gravestones are examples of old German headstones that are engraved in the German language. Throughout the garden, you will also find several brass plaques that memorialize persons whose ashes are buried in the garden. For centuries, this church has been a place of inspiration and courage. We are a people conscious of our long history, but are also active and engaged in the life of the city of Lancaster. We are passionate and unwavering in our pursuit to build a thriving community. We are Holy Trinity Lutheran Church.